Good afternoon, campers. Welcome to Galactic Daily News for the 15th of July, 2019. As you can see, I did manage to clean up a little bit, myself at the very least, since I put out the special announcement this morning. So I had the energy to do that. I don't feel exhausted at the moment. Still got some stuff to do in that regard, but all in all, we're feeling a lot better. We're feeling springtime fresh here in the middle of fucking July, where it's a million degrees and the humidity's at 1,000%. So anyway, what's been going on since the last update? Not a lot in the way of procedures or anything like that. The excuse me. The primary nurse at the clinic has tagged my headaches as a result of my blood pressure. Now, when I started dialysis back in December of 2016, my blood pressure was dangerously low. And anytime they did anything, anytime they did the peritoneal dialysis, it did drain water from me, which made my blood pressure even lower. There were times where they actually had to give me a saline IV, tilt me practically upside down in the chair that they're in. I forget the exact type. It's I don't know, I can't pronounce it. It's a Trenlenberg or something like that. Basically, it's a super chaise lounger, which you can go from anywhere from just sitting upright to tilted all the way back so your head's hitting the floor. And they had to do that a couple of times to pump my blood pressure up because it was dangerously low. But recently, in the last few months, the BP has gone up, and it's up, like dangerously up. And they don't want to pull too much liquid from me to lower it because then I go into dehydration. Apparently, and I've kind of known this for years, but my my hydration level is a very narrow thing, and I've never traditionally drank a lot, liquids. I'm not talking about booze. I never traditionally drank a lot of booze either. Well, there was those few years that I barely remember, but it's all right. It's all over now. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So my, if there's like a space where your hydration level should be, and you can be too high or you can be too low, mine is like right in there. And so it's a tricky target to hit, especially when they're pulling liquid from you constantly. So I found I've been drinking more the last couple of weeks, which is good, because we don't want to, we don't want to be dehydrated. And of course, it's summer and you sweat and everything. Okay. But I don't want to drink too little either. So I'm trying to find the perfect space for that. And in the meantime, they're dealing with my blood pressure issues, which may or may not be caused by my hydration. It could just be a thing. Who knows? But we don't know why the BP has gone up. It's a discussion we have practically every time I go for dialysis. Why is your BP so high? Fuck do I know? What am I, a doctor? No. I'm just a dude who's been having stuff done to him for the last almost 3 years, and I pay attention. So, but anyway, it seems that this Saturday we may have hit a tipping point. The nurse, Tony, wonderful girl. I say girl, she's probably my age. She just looks younger. Everybody looks younger at this point. But anyway, she saw my BP and she gave me a pill to counteract that. And the only issue that I had is the sinus issue, which is ongoing. And Christ, I thought my eyeball was going to pop out this morning when I woke up. But yeah, Saturday was good. Sunday, yesterday, I was home. I actually, worked on getting my sleep back on track, so that was some success. And of course, yesterday too, that was as well. And this morning, woke up, like I said, my left eyeball here felt like it was going to pop out of my head. This whole side of my face felt stuffed up, and that's what's really weird about my sinus issues. It's always this side of my face. Couldn't breathe out of this nostril at all. Somebody might as well have put a brick in there and stop doing that. I got up, I moved around, made coffee, let the dog out, blah blah blah, and that got better. One of the things I found about my sinus issues is if I actually get up and do something, it improves greatly. So I can, barely breathe out that side now. I don't feel like my eyeball's going to pop out, so that was a general improvement. What else? That's about it, really. And not much else has been going on. I said I was going to work on the website, which I am going to do, and I was going to look into getting a GoFundMe account, which I also am going to do. With my sleep roller coaster that I've been on, I just haven't had the concentration to do either of those things. But hopefully I'll get some of that done today and tonight. I've been watching Magic City as part of my Amazon Prime thing. I get access to Stars, the cable channel. So I've been watching Magic City. Nice little program. There's only 2 seasons, 8 episodes per season, so only 16 episodes. And I'm coming up on the end of it, so I got a feeling that I'm going to be disappointed in the end and hungry for a sequel. They said they're making a movie for that. I don't know. That was like 5 years ago when they mentioned that, so I don't know how far along they might have gotten, or if they're getting along at all. It's kind of a gangster vibe to it, set in the 50s, around a hotel. So it's got some, pretty cool stars, pretty cool actors in it. There's just enough violence to keep it a little spicy. Lot of topless women in the scenes. Like if I had known that the 50s in Miami were that exciting with that many topless women around, I might have gone back there, hop in my TARDIS and go. But then again, with my kidney issues, I'd probably have been dead in a year. So, yeah, life's a trade-off. Been listening to a lot of podcasts. Currently listening to the Dennis Miller Experience. I've always liked Dennis Miller. I liked his comedy. And at one point, he kind of became politically active. He says he was a liberal up until 9/11, and then he became a conservative. And I think a lot of the conservative stuff has faded away through time. He's more of I would say he's more of a libertarian at this point. He's kind of like me in that, when it comes to Trump, he knows Trump is an idiot. He, knows he shouldn't be president. I don't know who we voted for in the last election. He was off the air for a little while. He's had shows. He had shows on HBO. He had a pay-per-view podcast at one point, a radio show, and now he's kind of doing this little podcast. And the most exciting thing about it is when he has guests on there. A lot of his former comrades from Saturday Night Live, Norm Macdonald, Michael Myers. Who was the one? He's had Steve Martin on there. I'm trying to think, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Rick Moranis. He's had him on there. So, and he does great interviews. They tell funny stories. He very seldom gets into politics these days, unless it's something major, So, but I've been listening to him. What else have we been doing here? Well, not much. Trying to work on my Stellar Quo campaign. The biggest thing I'm missing are players. So if you're in the High Point area and you want to play a role-playing game with a decidedly far future science fiction bent, hit me up, Cameron@mac.com, or just put a note here on the Facebook page, and we'll get together. I got one guy interested because I posted on a Traveler Facebook page that is supposed to locate players and whatnot. Traveler is the science fiction game that my game is based on. Years ago, a friend of mine gave me the first 3 Little Black books for Traveler. Well, he let me borrow them, and then I ran the campaign based on those, the original rules. This was back in the 80s, around 81, 82, and then he had to move, so he's like, I need my books back. So I gave him his books back, and then I just made up shit as I went along. And that's That's basically what I do. So I make up shit as I go along. And the Traveler game became my Stellar Quo game. The rules are basically the same. I've expanded the character generation quite a lot, and I'm just looking for players. You know, when I was running Traveler, it didn't have its own universe. You had to create your own universe, which was fine by me. I did that. There was a lot of, this was the 80s, so there's a lot of Star Wars in there. A little bit of the original Battlestar Galactica. And a lot of it is based on the works of Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle, two science fiction authors that I admire greatly. And if you look at the ship specs and all of that, and how the ships, traveled, you can see that a lot of the original Little Black books were based on Jerry Pournelle's future history. So there's something on the screen. There you go. So anyway, but yeah, if you're in the High Point area and you'd like to play that, hit me up. I'm looking for players. I had some, and then I went in the hospital, and then life happened, and they couldn't, gather again. So I'm looking for new ones. Jesus, I'm 11 minutes into this. Whatever. So yeah, I'm trying to work on that, and I've got one guy who's interested, who I think is in the area. He hit me up on the Facebook page. And an old friend of mine has expressed interest in playing via Skype. So, if we can get together on the timing on that. It's all a matter of timing. When we were kids and in high school, we could gather whenever we wanted to, because if we weren't actually in school, we were doing whatever the fuck we wanted. So, we played a lot. Played my friend Scott's D&D campaign, played my Stellar Quo campaign, played in a couple other D&D campaigns, as I hit up. So I'd like to get back into it because it's fodder for my brain. The adventures of the characters as they go through the world that I created helps inspire me in my writing. So got that going for me, which is nice. So anyway, you like my hair? It's less spiky now, except in certain places as it gets longer. That's a debate I keep having with myself. What am I going to do with my hair? Because for close to 20 years, my hair was down to the middle of my back. And the only reason I cut it off the first time was after I got the PD catheter in. And well, you can't take showers. Well, you can take showers, but for the first, I think it was 6 weeks. 6 weeks or something like that. After that, I wasn't allowed to take a shower. So I cut the hair then. And then I cut it again when they, just cut it again when they were going to pull the PD catheter out, because again I wouldn't be able to shower for a long time. This catheter, the hemo catheter, I really can't shower at all while that's in, because if it gets any moisture or anything in there, it's germ heaven. So they have to clean that area every time I go for dialysis. That's why when I wash my hair, I've got to put a towel around my neck and tuck it into the shirt so that area doesn't get wet at all. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's about it for now. I think I caught you all up. Okay, so once again, it's time to hit you up for donations. Please, 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 please. It's the 15th of July, and nobody has donated anything yet. And while I understand that everybody's got their own bills and their own lives to take care of, and for Christ's sake, I don't want you to be able to claim me on your taxes as a dependent, but I do need the help, guys. Still, in the thing from Social Security, I keep bugging them every week. They keep telling me it's in process, which probably means it's waiting to go before a judge, because there apparently has to be a judicial decision on all of those. I'm pretty much a shoo-in once it gets in front of the judge, but God only knows when that's going to happen, because apparently they don't have enough judges and they have too many claims. Yay. So anyway, please go to patreon.com/Careman. You can donate. You can set up a monthly donation there and become a patron. I've got a few of you who are donating as much as you can apparently each month, and I'm totally grateful. So it's patreon.com/Careman, or you can go to PayPal. I'm Cairman@yahoo.com there. And I can tell I'm talking too long because the screen keeps blanking out on me. And you can also, if you have it, you can do it via Cash App. You can't do this now because my hands are in the way. Cash App is in the Apple App Store. It's probably, if you use Android, it's probably there. As a matter of fact, I know it is because a friend of mine has an Android and she's used this a couple of times. It's a green app with a $sign in there. It is called Cash App. It's that simple. And you can find me there under Cairman, to be more specific, $, Cairman. Why is it telling me I got 2 seconds? Oh, okay. So, yeah, you can find me there. And yeah, I'm looking at doing a GoFundMe. That's what it's called, GoFundMe account, because some people have suggested that. And also, like I said, I'm going to update the website, carbonatosmedia.com, to include some tallies and lists of things that I need. So, anyway, I look like a Civil War general. Yeah, really, because I look like I'm malnourished and not asleep, which, is probably true. So anyway, that's that. Hopefully I'll get, probably won't do another one of these tonight, but I'll try to do one tomorrow, in spite of the fact that I have dialysis, because I owe you guys that. So anyway, y'all be cool.
Everybody be cool. You be cool.